I'm Lauren with indoorgardening.com, and today we're going to talk about different kinds of pots for your plants. There are a lot of different types of plants out there. Majority of them encompass terracotta, ceramic, or plastic pots. There are cement pots out there, but we're not going to be talking about those today. We're going to focus primarily on the terracotta, ceramic, and plastic pots, just because they are the most widely used and readily available, and the most likely ones that you're going to come across and be using on a regular basis. So first up, we have terracotta. Terracotta is a clay-based pot that is baked and hardened, and then it has moisture wicking properties. And what that basically means is they've got little pores, little air pockets inside the clay, and it will actually wick away moisture, pull moisture away from the substrates, and evaporate it out on the outside of the pot. This sounds really awesome because you can use it in so many different kinds of ways. Why is this good? This is fantastic because you can actually use it to help your plants dry out faster. This is great for plants that don't like to have a lot of moisture sitting around their roots. Plants that are like peperomia and begonia, it'll dry out faster, prevent their roots from rotting. It's also really great for succulents and cacti. It will heat up and kind of warm up a little bit as well, and it'll help keep your plants a little bit more on the warm side, which is really great for those heat-loving plants. Another thing that's really great about this is it's much more difficult to overwater a plant in terracotta, regardless of the substrate you use. It is a fantastic type of pot to use for beginner plant parents because they're gonna not understand how to water their plants. They're not really gonna necessarily know what's gonna make the plants happy right away. And if the water is constantly being wicked away from the plant, it'll be a lot more difficult for the roots of said plant to rot. There are a couple of negatives to this particular type of pot though. It does dry out fast, so if you don't want to water it all the time, then your plant is most likely not going to make it. Your plant is going to suffer if you are not on top of the watering habits or don't have something like a cacti or a succulent in it that can go long periods of time without a lot of water. Another problem with these types of pots is because they wick away the moisture, right into whatever they're sitting on. So even if you're using a terracotta saucer under the terracotta pot, it is going to soak up that moisture and put it right into your furniture. So you want to make sure that you have some type of a plastic covering or some type of waterproof sealant on whatever furniture you're placing these terracotta pots on. They are really fantastic for outside though. Because of this feature, they'll drain really, really well. Next up, we have ceramic pots. There are glazed and unglazed ceramic pots, especially if you're getting the handmade pots. You do want to check and see if it's glazed or unglazed. If it is unglazed, it is going to behave like the terracotta pots that we just spoke about. They will be some type of a clay-based pot, and they will wick away the moisture and have similar properties as the pots that we were just talking about. So let's talk about glazed ceramic pots. Glazed ceramic pots are when the ceramic pot has a specific coating on it and then it is baked, and that coating will harden on it and it will make the pot waterproof. It will hold in that moisture. It will not wick away the moisture. You can get some of these ceramic pots with holes in them in the bottom for really good drainage. You can also get them without any drainage at all, and then you use them for decorative cache pots if that is the case. Like I said before, these ceramic pots will hold on to a lot of moisture, so think of plants that love to have a lot of moisture around their roots, and those are the plants that are going to love ceramic pots. Thinking like ferns, alocasia, some of the anthuriums out there, calathea. These are the types of plants that are going to really love being in a ceramic pot. Also, if you are somebody that has a tendency to never water your plants or to not water very often, also known as an underwaterer, then these are going to be pots that are going to be really great for you because they will hold on to that moisture longer. You'll be able to go in between waterings for a longer period of time. You just have to make sure that these pots have really good drainage, so that way the roots won't rot in these type of pots. The one caveat to this though is it does hold on to that moisture, and if you are somebody who constantly waters your plants, constantly gives them attention, it's going to hold on to that water and your roots will be more likely to rot. I would recommend something more along the non-glazed or the terracotta type of pots if you are somebody who waters your plants constantly. Next up, we have plastic pots. Plastic pots come in a variety of shapes and sizes, though not as many different colors or as aesthetically pleasing as the ceramic pots that we just talked about. They do hold on to moisture like the ceramic pots, though. They tend to have better drainage. Majority of the ceramic pots will only have one, maybe two holes in the bottom if they have drainage at all. Whereas with plastic pots, they will actually come. You can get orchid pots with slits up the side of them, or you can have nursery pots with a variety of holes of various sizes in the very bottom of these plastic pots. If you get the cheaper, more inexpensive plastic pots, sometimes they won't have drainage. They're more likely to be used as cover pots, cache pots, or you'll have to install your own drainage with a drill or a screwdriver or pin, something along those lines. But they definitely have a lot more room and ease for adding that drainage depending on your plant's needs and your own watering habits. Nursery pots are smaller and tend to have a lot of drainage, but they're very, very moisture retentive. These are great for propagating plants in, if you like to soil propagate especially, or if you're seed starting. They will hold on to that moisture for you, and they will create humidity around the root base, so that way you can get a good root system going. If you tend to overwater plants, though, this is again not going to be a very good choice, and you may have to amend the media as your plant grows in order to keep it in this plastic nursery pot. Because of that increase in moisture retention and because it holds on to that humidity so much, it will be more likely to rot. It will hold on to that more as it gets bigger and bigger, and then you can run into root rot problems if you don't increase the drainage or amend the media or adjust your watering habits. But sometimes by the time we realize with these bigger pots to adjust our watering habits, it's a little too late. So it's easier to adjust the media, in my personal opinion. Make sure you check out indoorgardening.com while you wait for our next video. There's lots of information there for you. We're always happy to help. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!